Alright, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to beat Groal the Great in Hollow Knight Silksong. He's in the Bio Water. This boss friggin' sucks. This boss had me more tilted, and I spent the most time on this boss out of any boss in Hollow Knight. So, that being said, because I spent so long on him, I have good familiarity with him, so I can tell you some tips and tricks that definitely worked for me and that can help you speed up this fight, because it is a slow and tedious fight and patience is very important. So right off the bat, you can see that I have my silk up here from when I died, and I have full silk. You want to arrive to this fight obviously with as much health and as much silk as you can get, because the first guys that pop out are those guys that shoot the little poison needles, so you want to deal with them instantly. So I have the Silk Storm on, so I get right into position where he's going to be jumping up, and I Silk Storm him. And then we're going to move over here, wait for the next guy, Silk Storm him, and we break our silk at the same time. So then we get our silk back, and we're able to take out that next guy. So that really speeds up the fight. And then I actually use it on the next guy, which I didn't need to, but I did. Here, the spike trap comes swinging. You can just stand in the corner. Next is the bird wave. This wave is really good for farming up your silk. Unfortunately, sometimes they bunch up, and if you kill one, this is going to explode the other two, which is good because I'm not going to take any damage, but I do like to farm some silk off them if I can. But that's just the RNG nature of this fight. Now here, I screwed up. I think the needle guy always spawns on the right side, so I should have jumped up here and been ready with my Silk Storm to take him out. Luckily, I don't get hit, and then we're going to readjust and move across the map. As soon as he's up, you need to be casting it, because if you wait till he's like up and in position, he will shoot the needle and you're not going to get your full Silk Storm off. This does not have any iframes, so you have to be on it. So anyway, we kill him before he shoots the needles. And now these guys are actually quite easy to deal with. So there, I didn't really have a good opportunity. I did hit him once on the way down, but I like to just do a double jump right underneath him, do an upswing to deal 1 damage, and then that's it. And then basically run over, do the same thing, find where he's coming out of the water from. So there he is. I'm going to jump up, swing, that's it. So that's how I deal with them. Now another spike trap coming down. We just stand in the corner. Easiest way to deal with it. Then a second one comes down. And now we've got the birds. Unfortunately, I get kind of pinched, so I take a bit of damage. Maybe you don't want to back yourself into a corner like I did. And now I'm trying to build silk for the boss fight, because the boss, I believe, is after this part. So again, I'm just employing the exact same strategy here. Get under him, do 1 up swipe, and we're just building silk, and we're not using our traps. Don't even use your traps on the first phase of the boss. You want to save all your firepower for phase 2. Just trust me on that. Again, trust me, like, I spent way too much time on this boss. But what a huge key was being patient. Patience was crucial for me. Like, I got tilted, and then I went and ate lunch, and I beat him on my first or second try afterwards, because I was just getting so angry. And then I calmed down, and then, yeah, I was just focused and patient. So here, I try to get a swing on him. If there's a crest that you like that has better range, definitely run that. Also, for my tools, there's one tool that's a little red bug, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's very good, as it just damages enemies over and over. So yeah, you may want that one. The trip mines do come in pretty decent, as do the ranged knives. So you can run those, but really just run whatever you're comfortable with, but something that gives you range and good damage. So there, I miss 1 upswing. And then he does that spit attack. So I tried to hide in the corner, missed it. This is just an awful start, because then I dropped just a little bit. So you can see I'm actually holding in the corner, because I have the charm on that allows me to hold wall sits. So I highly recommend that as well. I would have missed that, but I had dropped down just a bit too early before it exploded. And then I take more damage, and then more damage when I'm healing. So I was just tilted, as you can hear. I'm just so annoyed. Then he does this suck move, so you just kind of run away from that and do a dash. So then he spawns these guys. This is horrible. I don't know if they always spawn in the same position. I can't remember. But I should have been on the right side, because then these needles probably wouldn't have hit me. But we have the trap falling from this side and 2 needles. So do not be on the left-hand side there. Be on the right-hand side. I was pinched. There was literally no getting out of damage in that case. Also, let me rewind a bit. I only have 1 health here. I think they do. Maybe they only do 1 health. Either way, yeah, they only do 1 health. I have this skull. So if I take damage right now, I won't die. But then this skull will break. It saves your life once at 1 health. And it is very good for this boss. You can see I have a lot of masks at this point in my playthrough. And I have used them all basically already. Like 20 seconds into the boss phase. So then we just run. As soon as he's done, I try to get in a couple swings. That also builds my silk. I do a heal in the corner. Now we're looking a little better. But this is the problem. You're like running away. Then you try to get in some quick damage. But then he does that slam attack. And then there goes another 2 health points. And then there, very stupid of me, I jumped into the needles. That was completely my fault. Because they throw like sort of where you're going to, and I just mistimed it. So there, you can get them twice coming out of the water there. That's what I like to try to do, because that's the thing. This boss is just very hard to land damage on. That's why you want to save your traps for phase 2, because phase 1, you can just play really slow. Obviously, I've taken a lot of damage in this one. And there, oh my god, he like just missed me on the slam. But yeah, you can take your time here. And because these attacks, I know, again, I've taken a lot of damage, but they're not that hard to avoid. Here comes the trap. It takes him out. We're just standing in the corner, being safe. Try to get in a hit. Jump from the balls. Run from his suck. If he does suck you into his mouth, just keep spamming attack and you will get out. It does build your silk too and probably does damage to him, but you also take a lot of damage. But that is one way to deal damage. If you're like full on health and silk and you're feeling confident, you can let him suck you up. You will be able to deal damage. There, if you're close, you can actually get in some hits when he's doing that spit and he spits right over you. The unfortunate thing is he can do the slam, and you also have to stay out of the water. If you're at this area, you know that the water is poisonous. Like, it messes with your silk. But yeah, so I'm very careful to avoid the water as well in this fight. So yeah, it's just it was a very difficult fight for me, I'm not gonna lie. Spent over 2 hours on this boss. And like I said, I had like the worst opening imaginable, so learn from my mistakes. So now, still, we're just being patient. Here comes the trap. Now he's coming out. Sort of bait him to see what he was going to do. He did the jump, so we just get back. There, he does the spit. I could have stayed close there and stayed on the platform, and it probably would have gone over me, but I was really playing my life, and I was trying to get silk back. So now you can see we've battled most of our health back, and now we're on phase 2. Immediately, I throw out a trip mine. Unfortunately, it doesn't go too far, and then his spirit shot takes out my trip mine, which super unfortunate. So yeah, you just have to jump those soul attack things that he does, sort of a la Hollow Knight, and your soul shot. But yeah, so here you can see these trip mines deal a ton of damage if they land. So they're very good. And my tools are at level 3. Try to have your tools as highly upgraded as you can, obviously. Because this, like I said, he's just so hard to get damage on. And in phase 2, I was just literally trying to play, just trying to deal damage with all my tools. Because they just deal better damage, because as you saw, I was like so slow getting hits in there. I completely mess up. I don't know why I did that, but anyways, now we're down to our 1 health again. There, really good trip mine again, and we get the kill. So you could see how effective the tools were. Very, very, very good. Like I said, use whatever ranged tools you're comfortable with, and hopefully that strategy helped you. I know that's pretty much what I would do if I had to do it again, is just be patient, do all the same stuff with those guys at the start. But then when boss damage time starts, I would be on the right side and yeah, avoiding that trap that falls because I really got myself pinched and took a ton of damage off the start. So anyways, I hope the video helped. Like I said, learn from my mistakes. I really struggled with that boss. So hopefully my video helps you in some way to overcome it. Anyways, that's it. Take care.